Hi Aries, and welcome to your horoscope for January 2024. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to have a look at what the planets are doing in your chart for you guys Aries, and what areas you're supported and where you're not so supported, so that you can manage this month effectively and get the most out of it. Now, please watch the horoscopes in this order: sun sign first, then rising sign, then moon sign. On the 1st of January, we've got Mercury, the communication planet, that exits its retrograde and it starts to go direct. So communication and transportation issues start to disappear. And it happens in your ninth house of travel, education, and a sense of growth. So immediately from the 1st of January, you'll notice that you're far more optimistic. You feel like, hey, the future is kind of within my control here, and I can look at the areas where I want to educate myself, or I want to visit different places, and I can actually make concrete plans to realize those dreams. And these are the ideas that I've got, that if I implement them, I can see that I'll make a lot of progress. So on the 5th then, we've got Mars hopping over into your 10th house, and that's the other area of this month where you're massively supported, which is the 10th house of career and work. So you have a lot of motivation in the sense of, I can adapt my career as it is now. So I can either improve the current job or I can change careers, as long as I take my sense of enthusiasm for what I'm doing in this area, then the sky's the limit. So if you're someone who has felt particularly like your ideas or your desires for the future haven't mattered, or you haven't been able to implement those, then Aries, you'll find that January is really an amazing month where you can look at those areas of the intellect and your career, and you can say, this no longer suits me. I'm going to make these changes so that I'm in a much better spot. And that then becomes stronger and stronger and stronger, going through until the 11th of January, when we have a new moon in Capricorn. And that also happens in your 10th house of career. So the new moon is when the moon goes pitch black, and it pulls a lot of energy in order to kind of start its next 28-day cycle. So for you, that sense of, I'm starting a new journey, I am starting all over again, I'm able to plant seeds for myself, it happens in that area, the 10th house of career. So the planets are really saying, you as an Aries, focus on your working life and make that fit your needs rather than the other way around. So you'll find it very easy to resist the temptation to accept things which really don't work for you. And you find it easy to tailor your career so that it's something that's like an accurate reflection of who you are and what you want in your working life. So it's not just a job, it's an extension of myself. On the 14th of January, we also have Mercury ingressing into Capricorn. So it joins all of that really hardworking energy in your 10th. And it's like, I can see all the options here. I get to make good choices. So there's a sense of practicality and self-reliance associated with this. On the 21st, we have Pluto, which is the planet of transformation and change. There's a really big shift happening here. And I mentioned this in the horoscope that I did for the entire year. So if you want more details on that, check out the horoscope for Aries 2024. Because Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. And now on the 21st of January, it moves into Aquarius, and it'll stay there pretty much until 2044. So it's the beginning of a whole new era. And for you guys, it moves out of your 10th and into your 11th house of hopes and dreams. So I have all the information available to me. My ideas, my hopes are the most important. And now it's not just a luxury to start to work towards those, it's actually a necessity. And I feel super confident in myself. I am full of wonderful ideas that are going to help me and help other people. So of course I'm going to do something about it. It's actually very aligned with who you fundamentally are as an Aries. If I take charge of the situation, if I work as a pioneer and I implement what I want, I'm going to get a good result. That is actually supported by the shift of Pluto. So please, in the area of what seems unique and interesting and like it could be of service to others, work with that, because it has a direct link to realizing your own hopes and dreams. And again, it gives you that wonderful sense of control. If I use my energy correctly, then anything is possible. The sun also goes into Aquarius on the 21st. So the sun is really on a conscious level what you identify with. And the focus here is my perception of the world and what could be, and how do I take charge of that and align it with my own personal desires. So if you find a way of linking the two, you're going to be sitting in a really good position here in January. Plus, you'll feel like the details don't matter so much. What's important is that I am authentic and I take the lead here, and then I can really grow in an area where I haven't grown before. On the 23rd, Venus goes into your 10th as well. So this ongoing support as far as your career ideas are concerned. So Aries, if you want to start a new business, if you want to change your job, if you want to interview, if you want to present yourself in a way that is incredibly practical, you'll do very well. And you'll get the kind of idea that says, you know, I've interviewed before, but this time around, I'm going to interview, but I'm going to, for instance, present myself as I would act in this job, as if I already have it. So there's a different approach that is far more practical and that almost assumes that this already is a reality, you see, and that's really going to help you out. And then finally, on the 27th, Uranus goes direct, so the planet of the miraculous and unexpected. It's in Taurus, in your second house of money, and it starts to move forward. So that in a real world setting means that there are a lot more opportunities available to you than there have been in the past. And I feel, reading between the lines, it's because you're so committed to implementing your ideas, that's why these opportunities start to open up. Not because something is handed to you or someone else has a great idea. This is you doing the work, the intellectual work, and then translating it into your practical circumstances. Jupiter's also in there, so expect to do really well in terms of your career, but also immediately in terms of your finances and your income and what you're getting out of this implementation of your wonderful new ideas. So those are the area where you're most supported. Where you're not so supported is new romantic relationships, kind of looking at the details and restructuring things that way. It's really about the work aspect and how are other people going to benefit and how am I going to benefit. So you're really in work mode. If you take the reins on that, you'll really go far. So I hope it gives you an idea of what you'll be working with. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to order your reading with me. And to draw up your birth chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, then order a chart rectification with me, please. That's a process where I actually work out your time of birth. And then if you have any questions around who you are or what's coming up in future or what area to transition into, I can answer all those questions. Have a great month. Check out the video for the year overall, and I'll speak to you soon.